Hello, welcome to Life, Love and the Pursuit of Real Estate / for today, cryptos. We're going to talk to Troy again. Thanks for coming, Troy.
Thank you, Michael.
And we're going to cover basically what's been happening with cryptos since we've met last. We're also going to cover some of the governmental policies or shifts with the banks in relation to their understanding, their policies that are driving behaviour around cryptos. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit of detail. We're also going to cover how many new cryptos have come on into the marketplace. We'll also cover what has happened so far since we met last and what Troy predicts may happen in the future, and also how the media are giving a little bit of attention to cryptos at the moment. In some cases, a lot of attention. Some of it is very derogatory in relation to cryptos, and some of it's very, very complimentary. So I think, like in any business, it depends on the people that you're dealing with, that they're of good standing and good character, to make sure that you're operating at a level that is basically taking care and looking after and giving the right advice to everybody. And we're going to cover that a little bit today too. So on my behalf, welcome to everybody who's listening today. Our videos on Crypto John have been extremely well viewed. Yeah, we've been very, very pleased or pleasantly surprised about how well they've taken off. So obviously there's a lot of interest in crypto, even from non-crypto people. So again, Troy, welcome. So Troy, tell us briefly what's happened since we've seen you last. It's been probably 9 weeks now.
I mean, about 8 weeks.
Yeah. So tell us
Let's go back.
The market's a bit flat at the moment.
Market has dropped since we last caught up. Just before we last caught up would have been around the all-time high of Bitcoin's price. It reached a total of $19,800 in US dollars. Yep. Quite a few of us sold at the top there.
Yep.
And then have been trading it on the way down since. Since then, it has dropped down to a low of $6,000 US dollars.
Right.
So that's
significant.
That's a
significant.
Yeah, it's healthy for the market ultimately. A lot of people freak out during it.
Tell me why that is.
It's a correction. It allows the market to calm down, create supports along the way, and just everyone to take their profits, and allows them to then go for another ramp up, and people can actually have confidence behind it that there's supports to fall back on as a trader.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Good. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, how many new cryptos have we seen since we saw you last?
I think the last time we caught up, there would have been roughly 1,100 to 1,200 listed on CoinMarketCap. I think we're now around 1,500.
Really?
So there's a lot of new ones being added, and there are hundreds more ICOs in the process at the moment.
Really? And any particular country flagging most of those? Is any country leading the way?
In the non-genuine, probably Russia. A lot of them are coming out of Russia. Our Crypto Hub page receives inboxes daily from a lot of ICOs offering us money, crypto, to advertise their products. But a lot of them just don't seem very genuine, so we don't want to buy of it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And so most of those are coming out of Russia.
Yeah.
As far as influence on cryptos go, is there any one particular country that's influencing? Does that mean that Russia's influencing cryptos more than any other country, or is China or America?
I'd say probably China, South Korea, and America will be the three major giants that can influence the market, and the government regulations and legislation and stuff like that will probably ultimately affect the market the most. Russia is a big player though, and I think they're going to step up quite big this year.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So on that score, now that we've got an idea of who's playing the game and who's pulling the strings to a certain extent, tell me what's happening with the government in this country, Australia here. What's happening? Have we seen any legislative changes or any policy changes? What's happening? You mentioned something about credit cards before. Can you explain to everybody a bit?
We'll touch on the government first. There's been no real legislation that has come out from the government. They haven't changed much yet. They said there will be changes coming mid-year, so we'll see what happens with that.
Any idea what that might be?
I have no idea. Hopefully just tax.
Right.
Hopefully they have it in black and white what the deal is with tax.
Okay.
At the moment it's a very grey area.
Yep.
I mean there's a lot of people who will they're confused by it. The pages we run, we can see a lot of questions asking how do we pay tax? How do we do this legitimately? A lot of confusion out there at the moment.
Right, okay.
So with the government as well, they've recently backed an Australian cryptocurrency called Power Ledger.
Power Ledger.
Yep, so I think it was an $8 million grant they gave them towards their project. They've got a working product in New Zealand at the moment, and they're trialing other stuff in, I think it's India, I mean, it's within Asia as well. They've got a bit of a reach. Their cryptocurrency is a peer-to-peer currency where I can still use my solar power directly using the current infrastructure.
Right. Okay.
So if I have a whole lot of solar panels and I don't use that power, I can sell that to someone else using the Power Ledger technology and cryptocurrency. So it's pretty cool. The banks, they're making life a little bit harder for traders and people who want to get into the game.
Yep.
Not that I'd recommend spending money that isn't yours with credit cards, but they've blocked, Combank have actually blocked recently purchasing crypto with credit cards, with their credit cards.
People were doing that, were they?
People were doing that. You can see that in two things. One, they're trying to protect people from gambling with credit card, but people have always been doing that. So why do they care about cryptocurrency? That's where I'm a little bit confused by that.
Right.
People have always used credit cards to do what they wanted.
Yes.
Why do they care about cryptocurrency?
Yeah. Well, I would presume that having said that they, because it was considered a loan, credit,
Yep.
right? They can't do that on debit cards. They can only do it on credit cards.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed
okay.
there, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that's interesting though. That means that there's it's either a lack of knowledge from the bank's perspective, where they're a bit shaky in relation to what might happen with cryptos.
Yep.
Right. And the lack of knowledge that comes with that. And the other thing too is that they may be seeing large amounts of money being going out.
Yep.
When they break up the percentage of credit card debt to how much is going against crypto.
Yep.
So therefore that might have risen quite significantly. So
Yep.
we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'll see if I can do some reading on that. So the
Yeah.
next time that we meet, we can have a bit more of an in-depth discussion on it.
Yep.
Okay.
On that as well, in the last 2 months, a couple of the Australian exchanges that we use and get money in and out of have actually been blocking depositing money into them using the Polypay system, which is like an instant system where you can transfer from your account to their account instantly. And allows you to spend it straight away.
Block that?
One of the major ones was CoinSpot.
Right.
So you weren't able to use Polypay for CoinSpot. Though, yeah, made life a bit harder for people bringing money in.
Any particular reason why that is?
I'm not too sure. You can speculate that it could have been a liquidity issue, but I don't believe that to be the case. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
That is
because that will determine a lot for a lot of people, especially the small players.
Yep.
That are just getting into the game. Because even talking to John before, John was saying, how hard it is sometimes to get money into the crypto scene to buy crypto.
That's correct.
It's not all that easy.
That's not.
So therefore, and especially if you're a novice, that makes it even harder. So you do need some IP. And guys, and not that I'm here to sell the Crypto Hub Central website, but the reality of that is if you get on, even on their free chat, you'll learn a lot about what goes on and what you need to do. So the Crypto Hub Central.com is certainly worthwhile just clicking onto and having a bit of a look and just, gaining some information. And there might be some other websites around Australia too, or internet platforms that you can get on and get some information on. But you need to be well adversed in relation to when you decide to go and buy crypto, you need to be well versed with what you need to do and not just be relying upon someone else to do it for you. You agree with that?
I completely agree. Do your own homework.
Do your own homework. That's right. Good on you. All right. So on that score now, if we want to, let's do a Nostradamus.
Okay.
Let's say that now today is Chinese New Year.
Yep.
Right. So 15th of Feb, 2018. And we want to do a prognosis or a Nostradamus to say what's going to happen from now till the end of the fiscal year, being the end of June. So what do you think will happen to the crypto market overall?
I think Chinese New Year, we'll probably see a bit of a dump. That's just by going off historical data. Every year it seems to run up a little bit and then dump on the Chinese New Year.
Is that because the Chinese consider that period just no trade period?
Yeah, I think so. They're quite spiritual. There are a few months and weeks and days that they do trade less. The volume is less.
Yeah.
There was a ghost month, for instance, that they refer to. It's a Chinese thing. The volume dropped tenfold on the Chinese exchanges.
Tell me more about that. A ghost month.
A ghost month. I'm not too sure of the fundamentals behind that.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it was an actual thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So therefore, prognosis. Yeah.
So for the Chinese, I'd say we'll see a bit of a dip maybe. That's not guaranteed, but after that we'll see a recovery. I think we're going to go down or sideways until about April, and then we should see a nice recovery, slow, steady back up to 20,000, and then.
All right. So why do you think that will be the case till April?
Just based on technical analysis, it doesn't look like there's much going to be happening in regards to bullish traders. There's no reason for Bitcoin to take off again yet. when all the TA is pointing down still.
Right. And when we have a look at Bitcoin dropping so significantly
Yep.
from 19
Yep.
down to 6,
Yep.
tell me 3 things that you think contributed to that drop.
Okay, so back in November, we were discussing the margin trading that was going to be opening on the 18th of December, which was when the all-time high of Bitcoin was.
Yep.
On the 18th, you were now able to go short or long through the big boys in America.
Yep.
I think a lot of them went short and then manipulated the market by dumping their stacks at the top, and then created the free fall all the way down to 6,000.
Right. So that was manipulated by the majority holders.
I'd say so.
Yeah, okay. I can't disagree.
It only makes sense.
I can't disagree with that. Even some of my other friends that are fairly heavily into it, as you know,
Yep.
have said the same thing.
Yep.
That the drop was, if it was planned, it was very well planned.
On the 18th, and then the all-time high was the 18th. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I agree. All right, so therefore, you think up until April, and then
I think we'll start to see a nice recovery.
Okay.
And it'll be just the same as last year again. I think we'll see a nice recovery, have maybe a dip again, and then a nice big run up.
And you still see Bitcoin as the guider, pretty much.
So Bitcoin is your major pair,
Yeah.
and I think it will stay the major coin. They've got a new new thing coming out called the Lightning Network.
Explain that.
The Lightning Network is just an add-on layer to Bitcoin that will allow much faster transaction speeds and reduce cost tenfold.
Okay, very good. All right, that's good. All right, so then if we go back to our very first interview,
Yep.
and we said, right, and I asked you guys, what were your top 5?
Yep.
Right, we spoke about Dash, Ethereum,
Yep.
etc. What would be, if I said to you quickly, what are your top 5 today?
Yep.
Or what would be your top 5 up until June? Actually, let's say that. Let's say, what to the end of June, what would be your top 5 buys, you think?
I'd say Bitcoin itself.
Yep.
That's a no-brainer at the moment while it's cheap.
Yep.
I'm trying to acquire as much of that as possible without just being financial advice. Next, probably being Litecoin.
Right.
Litecoin's one of the veteran coins. This should see a good year. I've got a new thing coming out called LitePay that should send it up a little bit. It's been doing a nice little run this week. We called that on our premium Discord a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Made a nice little profit from that.
Good.
Another one would probably be Neo. Neo should see a good year this year, as long as the Chinese don't mess with the regulations or legislation too much.
Right.
It's like the Chinese Ethereum, as mentioned back
Yes.
when we had the first.
Yep.
Their coin gives a dividend, if you remember.
Yes.
There's the free coin called Gas.
Yep. Gas. Yep. I remember that.
So as Neo goes up, so does Gas, and they're both going up at the moment. So it's a good coin to get a hold of. Ethereum. That's having a nice run at the moment as well. I think we'll see a nice run out of Ethereum this year.
Yep.
There's a lot of rumors going around called the flippening, which they mean by that Ethereum may become the major dominance coin this year. It may actually go over Bitcoin's 34.7 dominance at the moment. Might actually.
Really?
Yeah. There's talks of that. Yeah.
Okay. And is that, so are we talking trading volume?
We're talking total money invested.
Right. Okay. All right. So
total market cap of the coin.
cap,
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Gee, that's significant.
That'd be scary if that happens. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that really turns it on its head a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. And Russia are backing the Ethereum quite heavily, so this will be an interesting year for Russia.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Well, there's some great information in relation to the crypto situation at the moment. So we've got top 5. We've spoken about the countries that we think are going to influence cryptos generally. We've spoken about you need to get the right advice. You need to make sure you do your homework, right? And guys, just do yourself a favour, like Molly Meldrum used to say. Get onto the cryptohubcentral.com website, have a look, get some information, and maybe, as I said, look at some other websites and see. These guys are really, as you can see, this is their livelihood, and their day-to-day love is crypto. So they're studying it nearly 18 hours a day, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and Troy is available to have a chat with from time to time. So therefore, he'd be more than happy to give you any of his opinions moving forward. So we're going to take a break from here, and we'll come back shortly. Thanks.